you doing?
I gotta sneeze.
No.
Achoo!
I see what you're doing in the camera, you jerk. Put my drink back down. I hope it goes up your nose. Steal my drink. Hi again. My name is Rebel, and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today, I have to finish out the previous week's What Sold video so I can do this weekend's What Sold videos. And it's Saturday. And we have a reseller lunch today. And I've got a lot of work to do. We went to the bins yesterday. It was a good day again. I am surprised. I found 3 Jellycats. Robert found 4 Pluffies. We found some Fugglers, found some vintage stuff, found a lot of clothes. So it was a good day. I'm going to do a haul video right after this, so it'll be out probably maybe tomorrow, someday soon. How about that? And I went to a thrift store, and all the way to the thrift store after a doctor's appointment, all the way to the thrift store, I kept saying, please let me find 5 things. Please let me find 5 things. And I found a whole bag full of stuff. And some of it was in free boxes, so that was even better.
Yeah, that thrift store has, when you go in, they have like a little glass entryway, vestibule.
Vestibule, yep.
And they have free stuff there. You know, it's usually just nothing you want to deal with. I guess the other day, I always look because you never know what's going to be there.
Yep, I found American Girl stuff, new emos, just Palm Pals, all kinds of stuff. All right, but let me go ahead. Y'all, this was an amazing weekend. Probably my best weekend for the entire year. I did over $2,000 in the 3 days that I'm going to show you. I had some really high dollar sales. Not a Sasha doll, unfortunately, but yeah, some high dollar stuff, a lot of stuff moving. But today was the day that we officially turned off promoted listings, and we'll see how that goes.
When I'm signed into my account on the app, it says promote 1,070 listings, and it's,
yeah, mine's like 9,010 or something. Not happening. Not happening. And at this point, probably I'm never going to promote again because I'm frustrated with eBay. I'm ending the year off on a sour note with them because I got a neutral feedback that they will not remove, even though the person used an address that was insufficient and the package came back to me, and then they left me a neutral feedback.
okay, was what the feedback was.
I think, okay. And none of that is in my control. None of it. So I'm just like, I'm not giving eBay anything more than standard fees for a while. I'm not going to say never again, but what are they doing for us? 26 years on eBay, and something that was totally out of my control, and they won't remove a neutral feedback. I turned off promoted listings today, and I've already sold 4 things. Hopefully, because it's, I sell toys in this store mostly. My sales are going to just continue on.
Because it's Christmas time and people are still shopping.
Yeah. And back to the positive. This was an amazing weekend that I'm getting ready to show you. And this is why I say all year long, for me as a toy reseller, I'm working towards fourth quarter. Now, it was a bumpy start, but November and December has ended up really working out for me. So when I'm start feeling down on low sales, I just need to remember fourth quarter. I had 7, I think, on Etsy. So Etsy has really picked up for me. This has proven to me that I need to take the time. I'm downgrading my store this month to a regular premium store from an anchor store, which is going to save me $230 a month. And I think, I'm going to make a concerted effort going forward to put more vintage stuff in my Etsy store, because Etsy really came through for me this quarter also. Once I started really making the effort to get new stuff in there. Got junk in our trunk, Rhonda, and Amanda and Bob from Fiona's Finds and Rocket City Resellers. They really encouraged me not to give up on Etsy, and it worked. So now I'm really going to focus on Etsy for this next year and get, I was trying to only list things that were like 20 bucks and higher. I think I'll lower my threshold to like 15 and up and just get a lot in there, knowing going forward that fourth quarter really panned out for me. So let me go ahead and show you some of the Etsy sales, and then my eBay store, and then Robert's eBay store is still struggling.
I got changes I need to go in there and make, so we'll see.
What changes are you doing?
Just mind your business.
I upgraded his store today to the premium, so hopefully I'm going to finish getting all of the clothes out of my store, and then we've got a lot to get listed in there that we've just kind of been leaving in drafts. All right, first thing that sold, look at this. Gunned Rattle Bear plush from 1987 sold for $89.95 on Etsy. And then this Gons Heritage Platypus Duck plush sold for $44.95. Christmas Nativity plastic candle. It was very cute. Paid a couple dollars for it. Sold for $22.45. Disney Bambi deer plush sold for $17.95. These were some McDonald's, the Great Muppet Caper glass lot. I think these were McDonald's. Yeah, I just said that. McDonald's sold for $22.45. Mickey Mouse hand puppet sold for $17.95. This vintage Christmas tree skirt with some music notes on it sold for $29.65. And then eBay. All right, sold a coat. Probably not going to source a whole lot of coats, especially if they don't sell for a whole lot because they take so much space. But this was a Penny's outerwear men's coat, and it sold for $35.71. Kohl's Rio Macaw Bird sold for $13.45. Eden Madeline Dog Plush, its name was Genevieve, from 1994, sold for $12.10. Chuck E. Cheese, I pick up most. Not all of it is vintage. This was Helen Henny Plush, and she sold for $17.95. The Hallmark Jingle Pals have been flying off the shelves. I bought 9 of them at an estate sale for $5 each. I think I might have 2 left. This is the Storytime Snowman, and it sold for $22.45. Hallmark Day Springs Christmas Lamb Plush. I had one listed, found another one at the bins, added it to the lot, and sold. I'm loving the whole lots, making lots. This one, $17.95. Fisher Price Veggie Tales. These definitely had some discoloration on those plastic eyes, and both of them had sound boxes. Neither one of them worked. Still sold in about a month, $29.95. First really nice sale. I picked this up at the estate sale where I bought all of the Sasha dolls. We spent a lot of money that week that we were there. This was in a backpack with some other Where's Waldo stuff, and the glitter wand sold for $115. This was a marionette puppet that has been listed for years. So when I got a $28 offer on it, it's gone. Y'all, if you've got old inventory, and for me, old is like anything that was listed last year or on, to me at this point, I'm considering old. And I'm taking the offers. I'm sending out the offers. I'm dropping the prices every time I do end and sell similar to get this stuff gone. I do think I'm going to, this maybe Monday, do a 30% off sale on the old stuff. A lot of it right now I have marked down to $9.95. I'm just going to try and get that stuff gone. and get my inventory numbers down. This old stuff's got to go. All right, Fisher-Price, Little People, Black Horse for the castle, and it also would have gone with one of the Western sets, sold for $26.95. Picked this up at a thrift store in Asheville. The weekend we went down there and there was a fire and we couldn't go to the bins. I paid $1 for like 3 different plush in this thrift store, and this was Cleo from Pinocchio, sold for $13.45. Shaggy Dog plush from Dandy International, sold for $16. Reed and Barton Estoril serving set, set of 6, sold for $44.95. That's one of the items. It's been listed a while. I had dropped the price and it sold. I think I had it originally like $69 or $79. Another really nice sell. This might be the best one. I can't remember about the other one, but I think this was. This is the second of the little snoozums that I sold. I picked these up in a discard bin at St. Louis the last trip, and I sold the blue one already, and then this is the pink bear, and it sold for $161.95. Blue and green alien plush. I pick up a lot of them, and I decided just to keep the 5 of these together, $26.95. This is another brand I do not find very often, but they are really good quality, just really detail. It's called Cascade Toy. This was a reindeer elk plush, really nice condition, and it sold for an offer of $40. Robert wasn't happy with me. This is a Churchill Willow Rosa platter. We bought a large lot of these dishes. I want to say $75. This was one of the platters, so it was kind of big. He ended up having to build a box to fit it, and it sold for $26.69. This is Carter's Pink Fox Plush, sold for $22.45. Now this is also without free shipping, except that glitter wand I think was free shipping. Dakin Tan Bear Plush Hand Puppets, sold for $19.95. I think it sold in about a month. Animal Adventure Brown Bear Plush, sold for $14.95. Rodney Reindeer. This is one of the larger plush. He's 11 inches long or wide, and it sold for $15.25. Gund Rococo Fox, sold for $9.95. Still selling a ton of the bread and butter stuff. Oh, another nice sell. This is one of the Tyco Kitty Kittens that I paid $1 each. I want to say I picked up about 14 of them at an estate sale. This one sold for $70. Hound Dog Plush, didn't have a brand, sold for $14.95. Beyblades, probably not something I'm going to pick up anymore. They take forever to sell, and I just really don't know what I have, nor do I want to take the time to figure out what I have, if they're complete. So I don't think I'll pick them up, but this lot sold for $44.95. Again, I dropped the price and making them gone. This is a viewer sale, so thank you so much, Marcia. Marcia bought one of our White Mountain puzzles. This one, of course, is Santa's Big Night. She said she was buying it because she's hosting Christmas Eve at her house and is, going to have everybody sitting around helping put the puzzle together. Sold for $12.10, so thank you very much,
Marcia.
This one was surprised. It sold instantly. Belsey, never heard of it. It was just a teeny tiny 4.5-inch plush dinosaur, $9.95. I think just right time, right buyer, because the price was just like everybody else's. Disney, The Good Dinosaur figure lot, sold for $22.45. This was 2 individual listings that I just decided lot it up, right? Took them down, took pictures together. They ended up selling about 4 months, 5 months for $20. Oh, they're He-Man Masters of the Universe figures. Mattel Emotions Brown Bear plush, and one of my older listings, $17.95. The Dog Artist Collection Pug stocking sold for $11.66. Another lot that I put together, Kohl's If You Give a Mouse, Pig, and Dog plush lot, $26.95. Barney Baby Bop Dinosaur plush sold for $13.45. Pete the Cat. Don't think I'm going to pick them up anymore. They just tend to be low dollar and usually take a while. I think I ended up putting 2 lots together again, sold for $10. This one, I am so glad to see this sold and gone, because every single month that I did end and sell similar, I had the same buyer sending me $20 offer, $20 offer every single month. I didn't want to do a $20 offer on this. I picked this up at the Sasha Doll estate sale, so it's not been listed overly a long time, and I knew they were all working. I show that they're working, and I just know, and finally somebody sent me a $40 offer, not the same buyer, and I accepted it. But these are from, I guess maybe they were in craft boxes, and they were Looney Tunes talking Taz, Tweety Bird, and Bugs Bunny spoons. Aurora Orange and Gray Striped Tabby Cat lot sold very, very quickly, $14. Here's my, I think the last one I was going to share with you of the high dollar stuff. This is the Fisher-Price Great Adventures Robin Hood Forest playset. I paid $20, $25 for it at a thrift store. I bought 3 of the sets, and this one sold for $109.95. Santa's Best, I like that brand, vintage. This was just a stocking sack bear, and it sold for $15. Mattel Starbean 101 Dalmatian Freckles plush. You know, I just take the tags off, take a picture, just leave the tag. You know, if I can remember, I try to set my tags up here underneath where this other camera is. And as I bring them back over here to process, I just try to remember to put the tag with it. I don't usually reconnect them. I have one of those tagger guns. But I just don't normally do it anyway. And it sold very quickly, $13.45. This was another one. I found the purple cat at the bins. I was trying to sell it on Whatnot and realized I had another lot with the other 2 Bubble Guppies characters. So I threw the cat in there, and it sold $17.95. IKEA, we pick up a lot of them. IKEA is right across the street from the downtown St. Louis bins. So we find a lot of plush at the bins. And this is the Beaver, sold for $20. Mud Pie, little elephant lovey, sold for $17.95. Another one of the $5 Jingle Pals I picked up sold for $22.45. Thomas and Friends Truckmaster Motorized Lexi and her cars sold for $26.95. Y'all, if you haven't noticed on the Jingle Pals and anything else that makes sounds or works of some way, I take a video. It does not take any extra time, hardly. You know, while I'm taking the picture, before I open up the battery case and take out the batteries, I just go ahead and do a quick video. It loads straight. You know, I list from my computer, so it's very easy just to load the video straight into the listing. And, you know, it just helps give your buyers, you know, assurance that this item is working, at least at the time that it was listed. and stuff is selling for me very quickly. And last but not least, IKEA again. These little pink pigs, there's about 3 different ones. I think one has spots, another one has something else. They're all 3 different ones. They sell all the time for me very, very quickly. I pick them up, and you know, they're bread and butter, $8.96, but they sell very quickly. And if you can get all of them, then you can get a whole lot more for the 3 of them. And then Robert's store. Right, I have 3 to share with you. He sold this Weather Breakers men's jacket, sold for $20.98. American Eagle women's jeans, $14.18. And last but not least, Banana Republic men's jeans. And again, it was one of those ones that when I look at the photos and I notice that the inseam is a lot shorter, so I always just put hemmed, put it in all the different places to say, yes, these pants have been hemmed. You know, I don't think they sell for as much as they could, but they do eventually sell. You know, there's other people who, you know, are short people like us and appreciate that they're already hemmed. So these Banana Republic pants sold for $16. I'm going to turn right around and get a haul video done and then get ready to go to our lunch get together today. Hope you guys' sales continue to do well. Hopefully you're not having any USPS issues. I know I've seen a couple of posts that people are finding that their stuff is getting stalled out. You know, I haven't had any, knock on wood. Oh, here. Yeah, there we go. Knock on wood. Hopefully all of our packages will get to their destinations before they are late. But it is what it is. It's out of our control, right? Hopefully eBay protects us for that stuff. They did last year.
And I'd like to throw in, show your buyers a little grace if they're pestering you about when it's going to be shipped. I know we're busy, but they probably have put things off longer than they wanted to, and they're just concerned about their gifts getting there on time or their decoration or whatever it is. So show them a little grace and just say, hey, I'm going to get it out tomorrow, or you know, whenever it is you're going to get it out.
Yeah, like today's Saturday, we're shipping. We're not going to wait till Monday, and we don't always ship on Saturdays, but during fourth quarter we try to as much as possible. And then like my friend Beth, who lives in New York, she has a post office that is actually opened and manned on Sunday that she could ship, and she has been all fourth quarter too. All right, y'all, get to work. Bye.